We all face them. Those moments where you have to make a choice and neither path feels totally right. These are dilemmas, right? And they can be anything from kind of simple to, well, really complex. So today, we're going to explore some of these tough choices and what they might just reveal about us. Okay, let's dive in.
All right, let's start with a classic. Just think about it for a second. One connects you to the whole world digitally, and the other connects you physically. Which portal to the rest of humanity could you really, truly live without? Yeah, there's no easy answer, is there? And that feeling right there, that's what we're going to be digging into.
So let's get specific. What exactly is a dilemma? Well, it's a choice between two tough options. But the real kicker, the secret ingredient, is that little bit of doubt that sticks with you. That feeling that no matter what you pick, a part of you is always going to wonder, what if I'd chosen the other way? That's what makes these situations so interesting.
Now, dilemmas aren't always these huge, dramatic, life changing moments. They pop up all the time in our daily lives in what seem like simple choices, but have some pretty tricky answers. Let's take a look at a few. Here's one we face constantly. Do you go for that instant gratification or do you play the long game for your well being? I mean, it's that delicious burger calling your name versus the sensible salad you know you should eat. It's this nonstop battle between the you of right now and the you of the future.
What about this one? This pits your own direct, personal gain against a much, much bigger benefit for someone you care about. Is that 50 bucks in your pocket more valuable to you than your friend getting 10 times that amount? This really puts our own self-interest head to head with our generosity, doesn't it?
And for our last simple choice, what do you value more, convenience or truth? The easy answer, it feels good for a moment, right? But the hard truth, that's what actually helps us grow. This is a classic trade-off between what feels comfortable and what's actually real.
Okay, let's raise the stakes a little bit, because things get a lot more complicated when you throw money into the mix, and our own personal integrity gets put to the test. So picture this. You get home, you're unpacking your groceries, and you realize the self-checkout machine gave you too much change. It's not a lot of money, just a few cents, but it's not yours. The catch, the store is a half-hour drive away. It's a huge pain to return it. So the key here is the amount versus the effort. Is the principle of being honest worth a whole hour of your time, round trip, for just a handful of change? And be honest, does this fact that it's a giant, faceless corporation and not, say, a small family-owned shop, does that change how you think about it? Okay, let's switch it up a bit. Same basic idea, but now it's an ATM. You ask for 100 bucks and out come two crisp bills stuck together. The machine only registered one, and this time there's no long drive back. The bank is literally right there. And this is where the stakes totally change our perspective. It's an extra $100, a free $100 it seems. You might think, hey, the bank's insured, right? Who does this really hurt? So does the amount of money you find change how honest you're willing to be? All right, so let's shift gears from money to relationships. What happens when your loyalty to someone you really care about crashes right into your duty to do the right thing? Ooh, this is a tough one. Let's walk through it. First, you see your friend do something they shouldn't. They steal a book from the library. You see it on camera. Then, the next day, some other kid, a totally innocent kid, is about to take the fall for it. And finally, the whole thing rests on your shoulders. You are the only one who knows what really happened. So, what do you do? This is a head-on collision between two core values. On one side, you've got loyalty to your friend, but on the other, you've got a duty to fairness, to protecting an innocent person. Which one wins? Okay, from personal conflicts, let's jump way into the future. Because as technology gets more advanced, we literally have to program our ethics into machines, and that creates dilemmas on a whole new level. So, imagine this. Your fully autonomous car gets into an accident. You were not the wheel, you weren't making the calls, so are you responsible? The choice here kind of feels like a hit and run, but it really forces us to ask what accountability even means when we've handed these life or death decisions over to an algorithm. But in this scenario, the choice isn't even yours to make in the moment. A child suddenly runs into the road. The car has a split second to decide: hit the child or swerve and crash, almost certainly injuring you, its owner. This makes us ask a really uncomfortable question. How should we program a car to make that choice? Whose life should it put first? All right, for our final section, let's bring it all back home.
We're going to move away from the futuristic tech and these complicated scenarios and back to a simple, personal choice that, well, happens all the time.
You're staring at your final exam on the screen. It's all online. You haven't studied, and you know you're going to fail. But there's an out. You could easily cheat. Nobody's watching. No one would ever know. The only thing on the line here is your own integrity. And that really leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? All of these dilemmas, they test our values, sure. But the truest test of our character is what we do when we are the only judge. So who are you when nobody's looking? It's something to think about. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.